Hi, this is Mike Lipkin, and here is a breakthrough insight. Bestsellers sell the best because they are bestsellers. Madeline McIntosh is the CEO of Penguin Random House, the biggest publisher in the world. Her biggest priority during the pandemic has been getting readers the books they want. And what many of them want are books that other people have already bought. As McIntosh puts it, when the outside world is very chaotic, you want the tried and true. Penguin Random House is giving it to them. According to the New York Times, it has had 216 bestsellers this year, by far the dominant share of any publisher. In other words, bestsellers sell the best because they are bestsellers. They get the attention, the investment, and the word of mouth that fuels their momentum at the expense of their competition. Surefire hits earn the physical and digital shelf space that put them in front of readers. Algorithms reaffirm their popularity and create a self-fulfilling cycle. The data drives sales as more people are influenced to buy, and the winners take all. So what's the moral of the story? Be the bestseller in your category. Epitomize excellence. Set the standard that surpasses all others. Become known as the person that can be trusted to protect other people against the danger of non-performance. The world's collective mindset has turned defensive. When you live through a trauma of this magnitude, your mind is actually rewired for years afterwards to perceive threats like they could happen again at any moment, even when they are no longer applicable. The pandemic has shifted our behaviors across the spectrum. We have changed the way we eat, play, work, save, invest, buy, socialize, communicate, and even exercise. It has reminded us of what's really important, but the pandemic has also pushed many of us to the limit. We are either going through PTSD, post-pandemic stress disorder, or we are experiencing PPSG, post-pandemic self-growth. Our external environment is either panicking us or it is propelling us to the next level. Call it the K-shaped recovery. The top 20% are reveling in the change and the chaos. The bottom 80% are struggling. There is no one that is cruising through COVID, but many are crushing it. Here are some facts that will astonish you. 2020 could be the biggest year ever for initial public offerings. And according to the Wall Street Journal, people are starting new businesses at the fastest rate in more than a decade as they reinvent themselves and recover from job losses. Stacey Cunningham, the president of the New York Stock Exchange, says there has been more innovation in the last 2 years than in the last 2 decades. The companies and people that are thriving are those that have jettisoned the rules that do not apply anymore. They have abandoned the principles and processes that became instantly obsolete on March 13, 2020, the day the first lockdown was announced. Hey, I used to be an inspirational speaker who delivered keynote speeches to packed ballrooms and boardrooms for a living. Now I am a virtual persuader and prophet of Zoom. My audience is the Cyclops lens of the video camera staring unblinkingly back at me without compassion or judgment. I have become the host of my own motivational and empowerment reality show, airing multiple times every day. Every Zoom, Teams, or WebEx meeting is my opportunity to differentiate myself as a micro Netflix-like documentary, not a live Broadway-like performance. In every meeting, I am endeavoring to become a bestseller. You know, endeavor means to exert a serious and determined effort. So I am serious and determined to the point of obsession, because nothing less will get me there. The world economy will contract before it expands again. There is no rising tide that lifts all ships. There are only waves that will push certain people or companies forward. This is an extreme moment that is likely to continue for the foreseeable future. According to the Stress in America 2020 study by the American Psychological Association, average stress levels in 2020 are 20% higher than in 2019 and the highest they've been since 2007. Stress levels for parents of children under 18 are almost 15% higher than the average adult. No matter when the vaccine becomes available, nothing is going to be normalized anytime soon. You know, Baron Rothschild, an 18th century British nobleman and member of the Rothschild banking family, is credited with saying that the best time to buy is when there is blood in the streets. The original quote is believed to be, "Buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own." He should know. Rothschild made a fortune buying in the panic that followed the Battle of Waterloo against Napoleon. But let's fast forward to October 2020. The time to become a bestseller is now, when tuna, that stands for turbulence, uncertainty, novelty, and anxiety, are at unprecedented highs and not likely to come down anytime soon. This is the time to apply your own vaccine. I call it Caesar: certainty, adaptability, excitement, safety, ambition, and results. It's time to start your own movement no matter what you do. And here are 7 steps to help you. Number 1, be hungry. You cannot teach hunger. It is a visceral need for the outcomes that you want to achieve. It's an appetite for the actions required to make an impact on the world. The bolder your ambition, the bigger your appetite needs to be. So how badly do you want to become a bestseller? What will it cost you if you don't? How much are you prepared to pay? I can tell you that even after a lifetime of motivating and empowering people to become bestsellers, I am as voracious for success as I first was when I started almost 30 years ago. The great thing about hunger is that you never have to remind yourself of it. The beast will always demand to be fed. Number 2, master your craft. To quote Martin Luther King, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as a Michelangelo painted, or a Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. So I am aspiring to become the Beethoven of virtual empowerment and inspiration. I am reading, watching, talking, and listening to the great ones. I'm studying the data. Then I am applying what I'm learning while I introduce my own innovations. I am experimenting my way forward, one conversation, one vlog, one post at a time. I'm getting the feedback and I'm requesting the guidance. I'm adapting and adjusting real time. This is the work that needs to be done. It can be accelerated, but not cut short. Number 3, tell your story. In order to become a bestseller, you have to sell yourself best. You need to tell your story in a way that compels others to pay attention. You need to cut through the noise and confusion with a call to action that enrolls people in your cause. So this video is my way of differentiating myself against the thousands of people competing for your eyeballs. Every word is designed to empower you to become a bestseller on your own terms. It's distinct from anything else out there. I also promise you that I will keep evolving my story so you keep being empowered by it. My story is only as interesting as your level of interest in it. Number 4, build your fame. It doesn't matter whether you are targeting millions of readers like John Grisham or merely thousands like Mike Lipkin. There are 4 key stakeholder groups you need to nurture, and they are captured in the acronym FAME. Fans, these are the people that like your work. Advocates, these are the people that will praise you to others. Mobilizers, these are the people that will actively engage others to hire you. And evangelists, these are the people that will passionately campaign on your behalf. So get clear on these 4 stakeholders and take exceptional care of your mobilizers and evangelists. They are your game changers. Number 5, serve with distinction. Deliver the results that are most important to your fans, advocates, mobilizers, and evangelists. Say what you will do and then do what you say. Your value is directly correlated with the outcome they want to achieve. It could be psychological, emotional, or behavioral. Design their goals together with them, then co-own their goals with them. Show them that their goals are as important to you as they are to them. When they see you, they must see a champion of their future. So I have designed this entire message as another deposit on your dreams. When you score, I score. I'm serious. That's how I turn you into a mobilizer or an evangelist. Number 6, be prolific. Prolific means doing many things so you can produce abundant results. It means reaching out to many people, experimenting with many approaches, creating many ideas, and accessing many sources. James Patterson, the world's best-selling author, writes 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Writer's block is never a problem for him. If he ever gets bored with one project, he has a dozen others to turn to at any one time. So weariness or overwhelm is not an option for bestsellers. If I don't know you, I cannot buy from you. So seize every opportunity to broadcast your message. In the age of the omni-channel, you can be everywhere all the time. So try more things, increase your tolerance for failure because the ratio of setbacks to breakthroughs will be greater. More things can go wrong, so go in with another layer of armor. It's okay to be disappointed. It's not okay to be destroyed. Winners will always lose more than losers because they are taking on bigger challenges. All of us will struggle in some way, so struggle well. Stay the course, keep the faith, fight the good fight. And number 7, recharge. You know, as the great football coach Vince Lombardi said, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Perspective is worn away by the grind. So take the time to reinvigorate your mind, heart, body, and soul. It takes rest and recreation to sustain the tension that pulls you into the future. So plan your play as stringently as you plan your work, especially during a pandemic. So I'm discovering the beauty of my home province of Ontario with visits to new places. I'm enjoying my workouts on my new Peloton. I'm going for long walks while I discover new artists and authors on iTunes and Audible. I'm trying out new takeouts from new restaurants. I'm reconnecting with the people closest to me. Now more than ever, it takes a village to become a bestseller. So that's it for now. I hope that I have inspired you to become a bestseller. Pass it on. This is Mike Lipkin, and I approve this message.